What's up, everybody? Podcast time.
Yeah.
What's up?
Little bobblehead of Johnny shooting guns. Not really sure what's going on there.
The spirit guns.
Some is the most accurate. And
Except the only thing that's not accurate, and I just noticed this, is this. It's mirrored, so it has me playing with my left hand, and I'm not a lefty. I'm right.
How about that?
Right-handed.
Didn't even notice.
Didn't until
Phil's
now.
still fishing behind the mic. And Brian Cutshaw has still joining us today.
Reeling them in.
Welcome, Brian.
Oh.
So Sim grew up in church, lived in
Yes.
church. I grew up in church, lived in church. Johnny grew up in church, fled from the church, and then came back to the church.
Yep. There you go.
What year did you flee from the church? 16? Earlier?
Well, my parents were like, no nonsense. Like, you're going to be at church.
Gotcha.
But like in my mind, I wasn't in the church from like 14 to 16.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
He was there, but he wasn't there.
Yeah.
What about you, your mind? When were you not in church?
I don't know. I had some struggles at like 15, 16.
Yeah.
Came back to, a good spot around 18, and then struggled through adult years and just,
Yeah. It's tough, man.
yeah.
It's tough. Even with the best of upbringings and the best of, being raised right, our families raised us right, there's still always going to be a battle with, with faith. It's literally, it's something that is hoped for and unseen. It is difficult to balance that. And so, especially as a young age, as your mind is developing and you're starting to question things, and everybody has this moment where I say your faith has to turn into your faith, where it can't be mom and dad's faith anymore. It has to be your faith.
Yeah.
And during that time, oftentimes you go through a challenging season to try to figure out what your faith looks like. So probably completely normal to all the parents out there watching this and thinking my kid's going crazy. No, it's probably completely normal. I'd say all of us have been through that to a certain degree. So, so growing up in church, there's a lot of things that are probably maybe not around anymore. Maybe they are long gone. Did you have Sunday school growing up?
Yeah.
Sunday school? Sunday school?
Different churches, yeah.
You traveled a lot.
I didn't really have a home church for a long time because we traveled so much. Like I was probably 9, 10, and we were home for a total of 21 days in a year. That's how many days I was at my mom and dad's house.
Wow.
Outside of that, we were either in hotels or in our motorhome.
So when you went and visited churches, did you like go to Sunday school? Like,
oh yeah.
Like you remember Sunday school?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
just want to make sure. You remember Sunday school?
Yeah. My mom was at one time, she was my Sunday school teacher. Yep.
Mama killed me.
I love Sunday school. We tried to start Sunday school back here a couple times. It is so hard to get started back up.
Yeah.
But I love Sunday school, man. I learned a lot in Sunday school.
100%.
Had the flannel graphs. Did
Absolutely.
y'all old enough to remember that?
Yep.
No, not really.
They might have had that. I don't know. I can't remember that.
What do you remember from Sunday school?
We had projectors, like the old
Yeah,
Overhead projectors.
Overhead projectors.
Yeah. Where they
Yeah,
like,
with the
move-
little film that you put on there.
Yeah. That was after Flint.
I remember
after-
we
yeah.
did like fundraisers with like the little camera rolls, the little film rolls. We did like a fill up quarters in there.
Fill them up with quarters. Yeah,
Quarters.
definitely did that.
So there was, we did the Bible sword drills and
Ready, draw swords.
yeah,
Yeah.
I loved it. I was like talking junk about it too. I'd be like, y'all ain't beat me today. I'm getting that bubble gum.
I know where Amos is.
Yeah, try me,
Try me.
try me, Miss Gail.
Phil, you went to Sunday school?
Oh yeah, I love Sunday school.
Love Sunday
I had
school.
a great time. Yeah,
Did you go to Sunday school in a Brazilian church?
yeah. So it was all in Portuguese.
Similar?
Yeah. For the most part, I don't think when I came down here, I don't think we did Sunday school though. By that time, it was kind of already like kids' church.
Gotcha.
So I only experienced like Brazilian Sunday school.
Gotcha.
But
Excuse me.
It's all right. Sunday school was weird and different and unique and amazing and incredible and all of those things bundled into one. I think it is something that we probably miss today in our culture. It helped to build a lot of base, a lot of foundational
100%.
stuff. Do you remember anything from obviously you remember Ready Draw Swords, but do you remember any like Bible lesson from Sunday school?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, my favorite Bible story growing up was David and Goliath. And I remember seeing David and Goliath played out on the flannel graph, you know, and things like that, Jonah and the whale, and the Samaritan, and like all of those stories to me are Sunday school stories that I remember. Those aren't just Bible stories. Those are Sunday school stories, fundamental stories that I learned when I was young.
That came to life because of a teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
amazing.
I remember Miss Cindy Wood, shout out. She was an incredible Sunday school teacher. When I was very young in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, when I still lived in Louisiana, she is absolutely incredible, and she taught our Sunday school. And I remember her teaching us David and Goliath, and all those. So
You called out Miss Gail. Who's Miss Gail?
So Miss Gail, awesome lady. We actually, I forgot how old we were. We actually did like in service after worship. She would take us, and then we would go and have like a Bible lesson or whatever. And she was awesome. We loved going with her because we did the Bible sword drills. And if you won, you would get not just a piece, you would get the whole Hubba Bubba stick.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was.
What do you remember
ridiculous.
most about Sunday school? Not the Bible
This is
stories.
how old school-
I remember Hubba Bubba.
This was when LeBron James had the lemonade flavor for Hubba Bubba.
Oh no, that was a good time.
That was it was his first Cleveland Cavaliers thing.
I
So
don't remember that.
Miss Gail, that's who she was.
You never had the lemonade Hubba Bubba?
I don't think so.
Oh
pretty
my
delicious.
gosh.
Yeah, it was great.
They
But
had
we
regular lemonade and strawberry lemonade. It was good.
but we still had VeggieTales. We used VeggieTales some. Bible Man.
Bible Man was clutch.
Bible man.
Bible Man.
Don't know what that is.
Are you for real?
It was like Marvel for Christian people.
Nice.
So true. And it's like coming back around.
I do know
too.
VeggieTales because my kids experience VeggieTales.
Yeah.
But that's Bob. Stop it.
Bible
Bible
Man.
Man. Have you never watched that?
I have never
need to
seen
watch
this
it.
show right now. I am gonna watch some Bible Man.
Like this is
Next week, let us
this
know what
is
you think.
like binge watching material.
Yeah.
To this day, it's still.
I
that
forget
good.
the. He
It's
had like
animated
an
now.
arch nemesis.
What's your favorite Bible Man episode?
Couldn't tell you.
I'm gonna tell you what I watched. These three little kids that would go back in time.
Oh,
What are their names?
Oh,
was it Adventures in Odyssey?
No.
That's another one.
I
I think I know who you're talking about though. It's almost like
I remember it.
I
But
know what you're
I don't
talking
remember
about.
what it's called though.
Was it the greatest adventure? Stories from the Bible?
Yes. And they would go back in time. There they are right there. It's Hanna-Barbera. They would go back in time. Oh, you can buy them on, what is Bonanza? What is this Bonanza? Yeah, they would go back in time and actually live in the story as it was being played out.
Totally remember that.
yeah.
They were so awesome. I need to rewatch those. See if they're on YouTube.
That's
Phil.
on Prime Video.
Is it on Prime
Oh,
Video?
Let's go.
It is.
It's amazing.
Adventures in Odyssey though too were.
This
Never heard
is
of
top tier podcast information.
This
I'm
is
saying.
amazing.
If you've got kids
Can
out there-
Phil, can you throw a link into the description here of a Bible Man story and also the link of Greatest Adventure? I need you to watch them and give me your feedback. Bible Man versus Greatest Adventure. Which one did you enjoy better?
No contest is gonna be Bible Man. Not because the Greatest Adventure isn't good.
You're gonna be
It's
blown
probably
away.
way better. Bible Man it's like, to me, it's like a really bad Christian movie, but it's still great.
Yeah, it's so cheesy.
What is he fighting? Like he's the Bible fighting like lies? Like, hi-ya, lies, take that.
Like he has
an arch
nemesis.
nemesis.
Yeah.
That's like trying to get people to sin?
Like does
Pretty
different
much.
things each week that he's having to overcome.
Nice. I need to watch Bible Man.
It's pretty dope.
It's crazy. That's him.
Yeah.
What is
It's like Lucius or
Prince
something.
of Pride? Oh, he's fighting the Prince of Pride. Nice, Bible Man. Get him. Hopefully the Bible Man wins every week. Does he win every week?
I think he's
Yeah,
won.
he comes out on top.
Okay, good. Just
Yeah,
make
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Times he's not going to look like he's going to lose, but never.
but
Never
every setback is set up for a comeback. Come on.
And then this is
Exactly.
crushing the cheater.
Oh yeah, crushing the cheater. I like that one. Put that link in the
I think
description.
I've seen kids like my age, like for Halloween and stuff,
Dressing up like Bible Man.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah, forget Batman.
This is
Bible
awesome.
Man.
My Sunday school teacher that I remember the most was Miss Sarah Martin. Miss Sarah was in my head whenever I still know her. She still goes to my brother's church, so she's not old now. But in my head, whenever I was little, she was an older lady. So I don't know. I don't know how she stopped aging, but she stopped aging. But anyways, I just remember her being so passionate about every story that she told, and she would just weep and cry over Bible stories. And it was like for me as a young child, it felt like she believed every word. We talk about it with some worship singers. Like it feels like they believe every word they're singing. Yep. It felt like she believed every word she read, every word she taught, and she just wept and wept and wept the whole time through teaching these Bible stories. And I remember, for her, it was an insecurity of, I can't teach because I cry the whole time through it. And yet here I am 30 years later, and this has made such a huge impact on my life that she was, so passionate about the word that she wept the whole time through it. So
Cool.
anyways, it's really interesting. From Sunday school, from your time in Sunday school, we obviously hear some churches still do Sunday school, but I know in most churches it's kind of gone away. I think it's more of a time thing. I think people just feel like they don't have time, and it's definitely a volunteer thing. I mean, we struggle for volunteers inside of kids ministry right now, let alone trying to add a time slot for Sunday school. So, definitely a volunteer thing, definitely a time thing, and so we have moved away from Sunday school. What do you got a kid coming? I have kids. You got a dog, but probably a kid in the future. What do you or will you miss the most about Sunday school that your kid or kids won't be able to experience? You too, Phil, if you got anything. I'd love to hear what is it that you're like, man, I wish my kids got that I got in Sunday school.
There's just a lot of knowledge that you take for granted that you learn that's foundational.
Agree completely.
And not that you have to be a Christian to know it, just that it makes living the Christian life so much I don't have a better word, easier. Like knowing the books of the Bible. You don't have to be saved to know the books of the Bible, but that helps you dive into, okay, I know where this is. I can like if my pastor says we're going to look in Jonah today, then I know Jonah.
I learned the song in Sunday school.
The stories about I'm in the Lord's army, like
some of those songs are fundamental to like me as a kid.
Yep. The Bible, yes, that's the book for me.
Yeah.
I mean, things like that are just,
It's the time we don't realize like how we were developed that way. So now I have to, as a parent, figure out a way to then deposit that into my child along with everything else that's going on during the week. Like you have to find time to, how are you as a parent going to invest in your kid to know the books of the Bible or know certain verses or songs that will help them along the way?
Yeah, I think it's on us more now. Now we have more tools and we have things that we can use, like YouTube. There's really awesome Christian people that are putting out really awesome content for kids, but at the same time it's the church, because of so many circumstances, people want to give less time to the church, want to spend less time here. We don't have as many people volunteering in you got a 70-person church. 50 of those people are spending more time at that church and willing to, dedicate time to kids and to people and doing Sunday school. Well, now, people don't even want to show up to Sunday school now. Yep. They'd rather just show up to a service. They don't even show up to a midweek service. If we had Sunday night, there'd be, less than half of those that showed up on Sunday morning. So it's just, to me, it's there is a
Which is not a slight to those people.
No,
it
it's
is
just
an
culture.
understanding
Yeah.
of where our culture is.
100%. And so for us, as young parents, new parents coming up, it's figuring out how to give that to our kids and not slight them, because I don't want my kids to be slighted from that, those special moments that I had, that knowledge that I had, those songs that we had that we didn't just get to learn on Sunday, but I sang those songs all the time growing up, like I knew those stories to where I could quote them to my parents, on the way home from church, because they stuck in my head, and that goes back to the teachers that I had that taught in such a way that it stuck with me, and so giving our kids content, or, giving them stories and, allowing them to get that from us, and not having to rely on other people is something that we've got to figure out how to do.
What about you, Phil? What do you wish Lil Phil, when Lil Phil gets here, what are you hating that he's missing from the Sunday school experience?
I remember Sunday school being like kind of like a small group setting as a kid. So it was very like, it was I think content has gotten more diverse in terms of how we can consume it, but it's gotten like less engaging in terms of being interactive. So I remember as a kid like having the Noah's Ark toys. So there was like physical, it was almost like interactive. The Bible became alive, like, so I think that has become less, a lot more, and there's like videos and all kinds of engaging content for kids, but I think like that type of thing. I remember a Bible video game as a kid. So
I do as well.
yeah, you remember that? So like, I don't know what it was called. I think it might have been just called the Bible game, honestly, but I remember things like that felt super engaging as a kid. So I feel like trying to figure out ways to create that, I guess, and what was it called?
Bible Adventures
Bible Adventures
on Nintendo was the one I
Oh
had.
my goodness.
It was so awesome.
Yeah, so
You can get it on eBay for $24, $24.99.
Probably worth it.
You might be able to get it on the Switch now.
Look at this. This is awesome. You could play Noah's Ark, baby. You could play Noah's Ark, baby Moses, David and Goliath.
Oh man,
This is
awesome.
amazing.
what do you do if you miss the first time in the game when you're David? Just play on or mission over?
Mission aborted.
That's it, bro.
Restart.
Go back to Genesis.
Yeah, I do remember this game. Bible Adventure. Anyways, go check it out. Go buy it from eBay if you have a Nintendo and play it.
Shout out.
Yeah, I think Sunday school is, for me, Sunday school is something that I hate. We stopped. We didn't stop it. We were never able to have it because of how we started inside of another church. So we were never able to have it. I hate that we as a culture stopped it. I wish it was something that we would have pushed through and fought against culture telling us to stop it. I wish we would have fought through and made it important. I think we do small groups now, and I think we do, specialty groups where we learn about different things. But I think the people that are missing out from that is our kids.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll go do small groups while y'all go play.
Yeah.
And it's mainly to me because there's adults that don't want to have to invest in kids and all of the pain, toil, frustrations that it is to invest in kids.
As much as we learned, we were probably
we're terrible.
terrible.
I feel sorry for Miss
Sister
Sarah.
Martin
Yeah,
or-
Sister Sarah. I feel sorry for her. Miss Gail, apologize to Miss
I'm
Gail
sorry,
right
Miss
now.
Gail. I'm so sorry.
There's no doubt. Sarah Martin had no wonder she looked older whenever I was young because
Imagine why
I
she was
made her
crying.
old.
She stopped aging once you got out of Sunday school.
But thank God for faithful men and women that just said, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And I'm going to keep fighting for you. And I'm going to keep teaching you. And I'm going to keep investing into you here in this moment. That's so incredible.
Yeah.
And we tried as churches to, move those times to Wednesday night. And even still now, because when I was growing up, parents fed themselves at home. They were, waking up in the morning, reading their Bibles. They were, TV wasn't as, for me, I'm dating myself, but TV wasn't as prevalent where you just turned it on and it just stayed on all day long. And so there was a lot more Bible reading, a lot more reading just in general, let alone Bible reading, but reading just in general. And so people were feeding themselves a lot more whenever I was young. And so it wasn't as big of a deal to say, hey, on Sunday morning or Sunday night or whatever it would be, you're going to go watch the kids or you're going to go invest in the kids. Where now, if we took Sunday school in its entirety and just said, we're going to take it from Sunday school to Wednesday school, and we did it here for an hour on Wednesday night, there would still be the struggle of finding people to teach our kids because they themselves need to be fed in that moment. And so thank God for people like Christy and her team that serve in Kids Point and teach our kids and train our kids. And I hope that even this podcast hopefully will stir inside of some people a hunger to do that, remembering back to the people that impacted their life even whenever they were a kid.
Yeah.
So there was – go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, growing up, we didn't just have Sunday school. We also had Royal Rangers, and so that's two things for me that was like our age group, our group of people that were together, learning together, and now we don't have either of those as much. They'd still do Royal Rangers some, but
yeah, and for me, we did Sunday school, and then we went from Sunday school into children's church.
Yeah.
Which was in Sunday school, it was very, very much to how we do children's church now. Sunday school was very much age appropriate.
Yes.
This is for third and fourth graders, or this is for second, third graders, or whatever it was. And then children's church was kind of everybody together worshiping. Yeah. That was where you were doing the fun songs and where you were, interacting. So they were, to me, completely different. One was more Bible study, foundational lesson type thing, and the other one
was puppets.
Yeah, right. The other ones was with puppets and fun and engaging and kind of getting everybody involved and up and dancing and things of that nature. One prepared you for life and feeding yourself and foundational stuff, and one kind of prepared you to hopefully go into big church, ready to worship and interact with people that weren't your age. And so both of them were completely different, right?
Yeah.
You had children's church?
Yeah.
Who taught children's church? Miss Gail too?
No, it was Charles and Carita Loftus.
Oh, you need to apologize to them too?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That's so bad.
You went to children's church?
Miss Cindy, she taught both.
Miss Cindy.
Yeah, she was incredible.
Yeah.
Marsha Long for me. Sister Marsha, she was awesome. I remember her doing this lesson. She gave everybody a tube of toothpaste. She gave us a plate, and she said, okay, now squeeze your, I don't know why I remember this. It was so impactful to me. She's like, all right, now squeeze your tube of toothpaste out onto the plate. Like, it was like almost like you were about to do a craft, right? So we squeezed our tube of toothpaste, everybody's having fun with it, and she's like, talking to us, and she says, okay, now I want you to take the toothpaste and put it back inside of the tube. Obviously, you can't do that. The concept of the lesson was once things come out, they don't go back in, and so be careful of the things you say. Man, that thing has stood with me for 30 years.
Yeah.
More than that. I'm 42 now. So, yeah, probably 32, 33, 34 years that lesson has stood with me of be careful what comes out, because once it comes out, you can't get it back in.
Yeah, 100%.
So impactful lessons from children's church that have stood the test of time. And then we kind of went into where, even as we got older, where youth members and whoever were able to play instruments started actually playing the worship with, the videos and things of that nature, which then trained up a whole new generation of teenagers to come out ready to sing, ready to worship. And so it was huge. Go ahead.
Going into that, what were your guys' some of your top songs that you remember you first started worshiping to? Like as you got very worshipful, you came out of that child phase. What were some of your
Shout
songs?
to the Lord was the one to me that is still that song. I remember that song transforming my worship. I don't know how to explain it, but it was
Open the Eyes of My Heart, Lord, is that song for me.
Yeah.
Never forget that song. I could lead that song every Sunday and it still means something to me.
I think mine was Big House.
Yeah.
Does that count?
Yeah.
With Audio Adrenaline?
It's a big, big house.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of rooms.
Yeah, that was like the cool song that stuck out to me, but also like the one that was more childish was The Lord's Army, doing the motions with that.
Yeah, probably the one that was more childish was this one that said, I love you, say to the Lord, I love you. Touch your finger to your nose, bend from the waist way down and touch your toes. And when you come up slowly, start to sing and say to the Lord, I love you.
No beat to it.
It was a cool song. Guy loses his baseball and then he prays and then he opens his eyes and there was my baseball right at my feet. I love you, Lord. Good song.
I love it.
Add a link to that into that is a good
Good
song.
luck finding that one.
What's that one called?
I don't know. Maybe I love you, Lord.
I love.
No, it can't be called that because that would be I love you, Lord, and I lift my voice. Why are you not singing these? You sing.
Because I didn't know that
Oh,
song.
all right.
Y'all know the Jesus, you're my superhero one.
Yeah.
That
So
was a
I
good
remember that one from my
like that
kids being small. Jesus, you're my superhero.
That was a fun one.
You're my star, my best friend.
Yeah.
Jesus, you're my superhero.
And then it's like better than Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they have like all the motions that go along with who they're better than. I love the Books of the Bible song.
Yep.
I love that my kids know the books of the Bible because, and actually there's a new one. Like when I grew up, it was Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. Now there's I love my B-I-B-L-E. I love my
Then you
B-I-B-L-E.
get a clap.
And then Genesis, Exodus,
like a rock
Leviticus,
version.
Numbers, Deuteronomy.
Yeah, it's like rock star.
Yeah,
song.
it's like a Rhapsody type, Bohemian Rhapsody type song.
Yeah,
Like
it's pretty
big.
cool. And listen, I'm thrilled. My kids know the books of the Bible from that song. I give credit to Mike Reeves right now. Mike, thank you for teaching my kids the books of the Bible song through,
It's awesome.
through that track. It's powerful. And for me, Shout to the Lord was more that transition out of kids ministry
Same.
into
Yeah, worship.
right. It was that transition for me. I remember going to youth camps, and in youth camp you kind of took that same heart of we're in kids ministry, and then you go to youth camp and you see there are people your age that are actually maybe seeking the face of God, maybe a little more maybe different than you are. Maybe they're a little more authentic about their relationship or a little more real inside of, their relationship with him. And so it would always push me, youth camp would always push me to come back and say, okay, I want not what Johnny has, but I want to have an authentic relationship with the Lord. I want mine to be real. I want to be able to to experience his presence like that. And so youth camp was one of those transitional pieces for me inside of growing from kids ministry into youth ministry into ultimately, pastoral ministry. It's that transitional piece. Youth camp was very beneficial for me for that. And Shout to the Lord was one of those songs.
Love Shout to the Lord.
Big House.
Big House is. It's
Sing it
that
for us
stuff's
one more time. I don't know it.
I don't like
I do know it, but I want to hear your version
I
of it.
want to hear Johnny's version too.
crickets.
What was your song, Phil?
Yeah, there you go.
My worshipful song?
Yeah.
It was a Revelation song.
Oh,
Good one.
Yeah. And it's because that part where it goes like flashes of lightning, rolls of thunder. They would like when they played that, somebody like would flip the lights and then they would like play some thunder
That's fire.
sound. So like I remember the visuals of like the lights would flip and then I would hear like thunder right there.
We did Shout to the Lord one time. It was a few years ago.
Throwbacks.
Yeah, we did it, and it was attached to something else. It was so powerful. I just wept the whole way through it.
It was really good.
And it is one of those songs that
It's ageless.
it is, man.
Yeah.
My Jesus. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
I feel that
that was-
same way.
That was the
about
next question though. Like
Revelation.
what do you think is which one of those do you think are timeless? Of those songs and which ones you are like we probably couldn't.
Big House
Yeah, leave
probably couldn't ever. It's a kid's worship song.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think if Big House came out now, it was popular even with adults. If Big House came out now, it would be a kid's worship song.
Yeah. Still waiting on Johnny's version.
Sing it for us.
It's a big, big house.
It took him this entire time to gain the confidence to be able to sing.
I'm glad he did it.
Table with lots and lots of food.
It's a big, big yard where we can play football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big,
Oh,
that's
another song.
Another song. Another song.
Okay.
What if cartoons got saved?
That was so good.
I was thinking the other day.
What if cartoons got saved?
They
They'd
would.
start singing praise
In a whole new
in
way.
a whole new way.
Yabba yabba hallelujah. Yeah, that was the song right there.
You
Don't
never heard
know
that?
Never.
Yes.
I know
drop
you
a
know.
link. Can we
'Cause
drop a link for that?
Phil, drop a link.
I got it already loaded.
What did cartoons
I
got
think that's
saved?
called. That's by
Chris Rice.
Chris Rice.
Rice,
Yes, Chris
yeah.
Rice. Yeah, that's it. The Smurfs got saved. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a jam.
I know you know the Newsboys because you was a fan of the
Love
Newsboys
Newsboys.
back in the day.
Yep.
The breakfast song.
So good.
Such a
Sing
good
it.
song. I couldn't do it. I couldn't remember the words. I'm a terrible lyricist. It's not my thing.
There are a lot of neat songs. Like honestly, early '90s music.
They got a whole playlist on music, Apple Music, if you want to check that out.
Early '90s.
It's 90s essential Christian music.
Yeah,
It is
early
great.
'90s
Super good.
music, like where they were coming out of. You know, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but early '90s music had some really great
Dive.
stuff.
Dive.
I'm
with,
going deep. I'm going.
Stephen Curtis
in
Chapman.
my head.
Yeah, Stephen Curtis Chapman's incredible. I mean, Jesus Freak. You know, DC
Yes.
Talk. You know, some honestly, everything from DC Talk was incredible. You
My
know,
favorite song by them is Red Letters.
Audio Adrenaline.
Such a good.
Jackie Velasquez.
Mm-hmm.
What was that one?
Nicole Nordman.
Jackie's. What was the song I'm thinking of?
Shine.
Shine, make 'em wonder what you got.
Make 'em wish that they were not on the outside looking for. Shine.
Are you looking up Jackie Velasquez songs?
I'm on that essentials list.
Well,
I got
it
your
should
two
be on.
songs: Revolution, Kirk Franklin.
Was On My Knees.
Do you want a
Oh,
revolution?
my
Woo,
knees.
woo.
Is that it?
I get on my knees.
Yeah.
I get on my knees.
Yeah.
So good.
Test-
There's gonna
Testify
be
to
some
Love.
audio
Boom.
clips pulled from this.
With Avalon.
Revolution. We about to do.
Revolution.
For some of you that think the gospel music has gone too
Seven.
far, boom.
We don't even need to play it. You
You
just
think we've gotten too radical without purpose, boom. You ain't heard nothing yet. And if you don't know, now you know. Glory, glory. Is that Revolution or is that GP? I've been going through something that really got me down. Put your hands together. Put your hands together.
On here.
Tell me one.
Do you want a revolution?
My cousins now go crazy in the car, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I remember in the back in the Suburban.
There is.
Come on, you got the playlist. Let's go. You're not feeding us anything. This is bad podcast stuff. Come on, feed us a song.
All right.
The people are waiting.
I like A Man After Your Own Heart. That's crazy, but it's Gary Chapman. It's a bad, depressing song. Where There's Faith for Him.
Hey, you know what For Him song's my favorite? Basics of Life. We need to get back
Yeah, that's on here
to
too.
the basics of life.
They got Carmen
You know
on
that
here.
song?
Nah.
They got your Mission 316.
Avalon was goated back then too. They had some great songs.
Avalon was incredible.
Yeah.
When God Ran, Phillips, Craig and Dean.
You know Avalon?
Yeah.
What's their song on there?
Testify to Love.
Yeah.
As long as I shall live, I will testify to love. I'll be in Oh, Crystal Lewis.
Crystal Lewis.
People get ready.
Okay.
Jesus is coming soon. We'll be going home.
Place in This World. Michael W. Smith.
I wasn't a huge Michael W. Smith fan.
Place in this
I mean, he's amazing.
Yeah. I don't like. I'm not even gonna say that. He's absolutely incredible. One of the
I don't know why.
best
Baby
things to
Baby's
ever
on here.
happen to Christian music.
You don't know why Baby's on here? Amy Grant?
Yeah.
You don't know why?
Why? Tell me why. My dad's in love with Amy Grant.
So, this was like, the word scandal's too big. This was like
Controversy.
controversy.
Yeah.
Because Amy Grant, like, is was like one of those OG Michael W. Smith, Stephen Curtis Chapman type. She had put out all these gospel albums, and then all of a sudden she puts out this album or this song, Baby Baby, that crossed the Christian line and went on radio, and it became this huge controversy. To which I could be wrong. I know now she does some concerts and things, but I think she actually left the Christian
She wasn't
community
under the CCM umbrella anymore. She was kind of like an independent country artist
because of all of the pushback on her. I think that's the truth.
Yeah. Oh,
but somebody can probably tell me more if that's the truth.
Keep the Candle Burning. Point of Grace.
Point of Grace is good.
Keep the candle burning. Anyway, that's all I got.
Yeah, that's good. That was a good deep dive.
Ray Boltz, I pledge allegiance to the Lamb.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
I pledge allegiance to the Lamb.
My favorite one was "Thank You for Giving to the Lord."
Oh, come on!
I like that.
Mercy came running like a prisoner set free.
Did these spark any like specific youth memories?
Oh, so many.
Like, what's the
right now.
story that
Bro, we
comes to
did
mind?
they were called human videos when I was a kid.
Yes.
But we did a human video to "Thank You for Giving to the Lord." Pretty much every Ray Boltz song had human videos attached to them when I was young.
We did it once. It's every Carmen song, but anyways.
Yeah, that was previous generation.
Redeemer, Nicole C. Mullen.
Oh, yes.
My Redeemer lives.
Such a great song.
I
I
know
like it.
my Redeemer.
That's another timeless song.
I remember listening to that in the back of my mom's car.
Crying, tears streaming down your face.
89.7 WCOS.
All right, last one. Last song. Let me find it again. Here it is. This came out. I don't know if you've ever heard this, okay? It came out early 90s by a guy named Michael English.
Yes.
Michael English.
Michael English is one of the greatest.
Mary,
songs.
did you know?
Oh, yeah.
It's your baby boy.
Nobody can sing
Michael
it like him.
He's a beast.
He's absolutely.
But
some
we do sing it every single year. Not we. I'm saying Christians.
People, yeah.
And John Chris, I think, is he the one that put out the video about
Yes.
Mary, did you know? It's
like,
hilarious.
Yes, she knew.
Yes, she knew.
The angel told her.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I miss Sunday school. I miss old school church. I not old school church. I miss
You
a
have
lot of the
fond
things.
mem-
I
we
have
have
fond
fond
memories.
memories,
Yes,
yeah.
I'm very thankful for what was poured into me. What I learned.
Such
What's
a
your
blessing.
favorite Sunday school memory? Drop it in the comment section. I would love to hear it. Phil's going to drop Bible Man. He's going to drop Great Adventure. He's going to drop an eBay link to pick up the... No, I'm just kidding. The
Bible
NES
Adventures.
game. Phil's going to throw some stuff up here to hopefully bring back some memories. What's your favorite early 90s song? Listen, if you drop them in, some may sing them one Sunday.
Yeah, if we get enough hits on one song, we might pull it out.
Everybody go and
dust
say,
off.
"What if cartoons got saved?" We can do that one.
You go watch that. I don't even know. I was gonna say surely it's a YouTube video.
They gotta have
have a
something.
YouTube video
Yeah,
of it.
you gotta have something.
Go listen to Chris Rice singing "What If Cartoons Got Saved." It'll make you smile. And listen, this is amazing that we have this many memories that are
Absolutely.
that are transferable to our children.
Yeah.
You get to teach little Lonnie what if cartoons got saved.
Yeah.
It's gonna be amazing.
It's gonna be great. We're gonna play it in the nursery.
I love it. All right. Love you guys. Thank y'all for spending some time with us today. Peace out. Let's go.